News coming in, 2 CRPF jawans were killed and 8 of them were injured after militants attacked their convoy in Pampore on the strategic Jammu-Srinagar highway. A civilian has also been injured in the attack. 2 to 3 militants were believed to be holed up inside a government office building in Pampore, and the exchange of fire is still reportedly going on. Over 60 employees working in the building have been evacuated now. A senior official has told India Today that there was no hostage crisis. Initial inputs had suggested that militants attacked a CRPF convoy and took refuge inside the Entrepreneur Development Building, which is located near the highway.
We're right now here in Pampore, and that's exactly where this operation is being carried out. That building behind me, the EDI complex, is where this operation is happening, and the security forces have cordoned it off from all sides. The only problem is that there could be civilians also trapped inside that building.
Let's go across live to Shuja Al Haq, who's with us this evening. Shuja, over 60 employees have been evacuated. We're being told that 2 CRPF jawans have been killed, 8 others injured. Is the gun battle still going on?
Well, that's right, Simi. The operation is still being carried out. We can still hear gunshots being fired, though intermittently, but we can hear gunshots from this complex. What we have been told so far by the security forces is that the sigh of relief is that all the employees and the civilians who were trapped inside this complex have been evacuated. More than 60 people were evacuated by the police one by one, and now the only question remains whether the militants are still there or not. We have been given to understand that at least 2 to 3 militants entered this complex, and the security forces started combing each and every room of the buildings that are housed in this complex. At this point of time, they are only telling us that they are continuously trying to ascertain the exact location of these militants in this complex, and then only there would be an assault, so to speak. But on the sidelines, what we are also given to understand is that this is a very important operation, since the fact that it happened on the national highway, and this particular spot, let me tell you, is very prone to such attacks. As Simi, you were pointing out, the factual position is that 2 CRPF jawans have been killed in this, and 9 others are injured. There is also a report of 1 civilian being injured. He has been shot in the leg, and he has been shifted to the hospital in Srinagar. So that is the factual position here. Now that the lights have gone off, we are entering into the night zone, and it will be very interesting to see how the security forces would carry out this operation from here on, and that is something that we will be waiting and watching out for. But at this point of time, we are reporting from the spot, and I can tell you, intermittently there are gunshots that have been heard, and the cops are telling us that their operation is very much on in this in this complex.
Shuja, explain to us, we're being told that 2 CRPF jawans have been killed, about 8 of them injured. Were they injured in the firing that's taking place right now, or were they killed or were they injured in the attack that took place earlier?
3 are definitely there, और maximum civilians को निकाल लिया गया बाहर. That is a priority number 1. That no collateral damage, no civilian casualty should take place. So there is no अभी तक लास्ट 2 बिल्डिंग तो हमने खुद क्लियर की है, उसमें कोई भी सिविलियन नहीं है, और एनीथिंग एल्स वी विल लेट यू नो, प्लीज.
All right, we're getting regular updates from the ground. Tuja, I also want to find out if these jawans, 2 of them who were killed and 8 injured, did this happen in when the militants opened fire on the CRPF convoy, or did this happen in the gun battle?
Well, Simi, the initial attack that took place on the CRPF bus, the convoy that was going on, that's when these casualties have been incurred. I have been told that 2 of the CRPF jawans, one of which was a driver and another identified as a head constable, were present in that bus. So these casualties have taken place right when the first attack took place. Later on, there are the injuries that happened. Some of them happened happened later on when the operation actually began. In fact, what we are also given to understand is that when the assault parties started arriving and the brief encounter that took place initially, in that also there were some injuries and one civilian also got injured at that point of time. But most of the, the majority of the brunt that was borne was because of the first attack that was, mounted at that CRPF convoy bus. That's where the casualties happened.
So the casualties took place when gunmen opened fire on the CRPF bus on the Jammu-Srinagar highway. Shuja, I also want to understand these people who were evacuated. Did the evacuation take place from the EDI building where these terrorists are holed up, or from an adjacent building?
Well, this complex has at least 3 buildings, one of which is the main, building which where most of the office, these rooms are, and then there are 2 hostel buildings in this complex. Many of the employees, when this attack happened, many of these employees had rushed into the hostel buildings, and that is where all the evacuation took place. The only problem was that the main building is, right in front of these 2 hostel buildings, and to be evacuated you have to pass through this the main structure, and that's what was the challenging task. But that has been completed. We've been told that more than 60 people were evacuated one by one by the police. They were ferried from the gates, and then they were dropped at the safer locations. So at this point of time, all those people who were inside are out, and that is the sigh of relief. Most of the employees or the civilians who were there have been evacuated, and now the operation is going on at the full swing. I can just hear, in fact, the gunshots going on from which are can be heard from the EDI complex as we speak.
Shuja, thanks so much for that update. We're going to keep coming back to you for more developments. The gun battle is still going on there in the EDI complex of the National Highway. This is the Jammu-Srinagar highway where militants had opened fire on CRPF personnel, killing 2 of them earlier.